Hello everyone. Today we are going to revise our chapter Structure of Matter. So the first definition comes from this chapter is matter. What is a matter? Anything that occupies space and has mass, that is known as matter. Okay? For example, we have an iron piece. Okay? And then this iron piece, we break it into two smaller parts. Okay, and afterwards this piece further breaks down into different smaller parts. So when this matter, it splits into smaller and smaller particles, and at the last the remaining piece will be atom or molecule. Now let's understand the concept of atom, molecules, element and compound. First of all, what is an atom? The atom is the smallest particle of an element that can take part in the chemical reaction. Okay, and it may or may not exist independently. So basically, what is an atom? It is the smallest particle of element and having something inside it, the nucleus. Okay, and in this nucleus we have some like protons, neutrons, and collectively these are known as nucleons. Okay, so this is an atom, and it has different shells. Okay, and if we talk about the inner shell of it, in the inner shell maximum electrons can be 2, and in the outermost shell it can be maximum 8 electrons. Okay, so just take an example of water. So what is here? We have 2 hydrogen atom. How many hydrogen atoms we have? 2. Okay, and 1 oxygen. Okay, so these are 2 different atoms. Clear? And the amount of hydrogen is 2 and of oxygen is 1. Now move to molecule. What is a molecule basically? So molecule is also the smallest particle of element or compound. Okay, atom was the smallest particle of element only, but molecule is the smallest particle of even the compound. Okay, and this molecule can also be of 2 different types. First is when same kind of molecules are there. Molecules and different kind of molecules. Okay, so these 2 different molecules we have, types of molecules we have when same kind of molecules is there, and when different kind of molecules is there. So when the same kind of molecules are there, that means this is called molecules of elements, and if different kind of molecules are there, that means molecules of compound. Okay, now let's see what is the difference between elements and compound. So element, when 2 same kind of molecules are added or combined, then they form element. For example, if we talk about the so many hydrogen atom, they collectively form hydrogen. Okay, and in the other hand, compound. What is a compound? When different kind of molecules are combined. Got it? For example, sodium and the next one is chlorine. So both are different, but when they make covalent bond, then they form NaCl, that means sodium chloride, which is common salt that we use in our daily life. Now the next thing we have mixtures. What do you mean by mixtures? So it is just when two things combine to form a new another compound, and this is called mixture. For example, when two or more elements or compounds are mixed together and there is no chemical change between them, then we get mixture of the elements or compounds. Okay. The next we have symbols. In our periodic table we have approximately 118 elements and millions of compounds. Okay, and we represent these elements with the different symbols. So what are the different symbols? So let's see. First of all, symbol. What is a symbol? So here we have some different symbols. So how these symbols are made, and what is the reason behind these different symbols. So if we talk about the carbon and like carbon and oxygen, so these are the elements whose name just start from their first letter. Okay, like, and O for oxygen. Clear? And even we have some different elements whose names start with the first two letters of the element. For example, Ca for calcium and Co for cobalt, and Ba is for barium. Okay, so these are the common examples for these kind of elements. And even there are some elements whose names start with the Latin names of the different elements. For example, copper, its Latin name is cuprum. Okay, so Cu is a symbol for copper, right? And K for potassium, because its Latin name is kalium. Got it? So next we have formulae. That means if two atoms combine, then how we represent that means the combination of two atoms. Okay, so here they are taking example of water. So we know very well that water is a combination of hydrogen and oxygen, and two atoms of hydrogen and one of oxygen. Okay, so as a simply we can write H2O. So this is how some formulae make. Okay, for example, Na1 and Cl1. So here one sodium and one chlorine, though both can be written as NaCl. Okay. Next we have atomicity. What is atomicity? So just suppose we have a molecule, okay, and in that particular molecule or element, when the number of atoms, it is known as the atomicity of that particular element. Okay, and it can be like monoatomic. Mono means one, so element in which one atom is there, that means it is monoatomic. For example, helium. Okay, and next is diatomic. So di means two. Okay, so element in which two atoms are there, that means it is diatomic in nature. For example, hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine. Okay, we have valency. So basically valency is the measurement of the power of an atom to combine with the others. Okay, and how we can write it? The valency of an element or a group, it's a combining capacity. So when the particular atom combines with the another one, that capacity is measurement, that capacity is measured, and that is known as the valency of that particular element or group. Okay, next we have chemical equation. So what is chemical equation? So chemical equation, it shows the result of a chemical reaction in which the reactants and the products are represented by symbols or formulae. Okay, so here the left hand side we have reactants, and the result which is taken out by the reaction of these reactants, that is called products. Okay, so how can you write that? Like look at this, between the reactants and the products is placed the sign of this is of arrow sign, and this is equilibrium sign. Next, the reactants are written on the left hand side. Okay, so these reactants are written on the left hand side, and the result would be in the right hand side. Okay, so products is the result of that particular chemical equation. Okay, for example, here we have iron, and next sulfur. When it combines with sulfur, it gives iron sulfide. Okay, so here iron and sulfur both are reactants. Okay, and when they react with each other, they give us iron sulfide. Okay, last topic of this chapter is balanced chemical equation. So we have so many equations. Okay, and here we have a balanced equation. So how can you balance the equation? So what are the rules for balancing the equation? First of all, they are taking example of nitrogen and hydrogen. So let's see, here 2 nitrogen we have and 2 hydrogen we have, but in this case we have 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen. That means it is unbalanced. So here nitrogen is 1 and hydrogen is 3. So that means it is unbalanced, because here 2 nitrogen were there and 2 hydrogen were there, but where are the 1 nitrogen and where this extra hydrogen comes? Okay, so if you want to balance the equation, that means your these atoms should be balanced. For example, so let's see the next equation which is balanced. So here 2 nitrogen are there, and 3 into 2 6. So 6 hydrogens are there. So let's see here this balance is balanced or not. So 2 nitrogen were there, that means here 2 nitrogen we have, and 3 hydrogen we have had, and 2 into 3, that means 6. So here hydrogen are also balanced. Okay, so this is called a balanced equation. So students, here our chapter completes. Okay, and in the next video we will come with our next chapter.